Live.
Really?
Yes.
Shit.
Yes, really. Oh, hey, it's just on time, too. It's like actually showtime.
We did it.
We did it.
I don't see it up yet, though.
Here it is.
There it is. There it is. Getting an ad. That's so rude. It's like I can't watch the show I'm on because there's an ad.
You're freezing up a lot, too, though.
Really?
Yeah. You're frozen on the stream right now. You froze up a few times while you were setting up. I just thought it was a blip.
A what?
A blip. A blep.
That's not good.
Mlem. Mlem. Oh, it looks like the announcement just went out. Are you posting by chance?
I was just gonna do it for Discord. But I am frozen, so...
Here, let's, why don't you just turn off your camera for a second and turn it back on?
I can do that.
I can do that. I can do that. Looking good. Looking live. Looking like a real actual girl.
A girl on the internet?
Yeah, like a hot one, too.
Cool.
It's like the best kind. What's up, chat? Welcome, batches. I don't think you need to refresh. You should see us live. You should hear us.
Ugh, I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you ahead of time. Can you guys tell me how the voice levels are in comparison to the music levels, etc.? Little sound check with our live chat. You guys are the best like that. Hey, nice glass. That looks like it's like straight out of the 70s.
My nana gave me this.
Aww. What up, Nomad? What up, Jackknife? Chain Smoker, Daz. Caps here.
Hello, everyone.
That's weird, Daz. You know, there was a big delay between when we went live and when the like announcement thing went out to broadcast it. So I wonder if maybe it's up now.
What is this? What is this? It just like it grows to this length and then it just.
That is the sins of your fathers come to life on your very own head.
Well.
And thou shalt pay the price for thy father's sins.
That's just prime, isn't it? So last week, we sort of touched on something that was really important, and that was the concept of dick farts.
Yes.
I feel like we got a lot of good discussion out of it. I'm not sure what kind of conclusions we came to, if any.
Oh, we concluded.
I mean, I concluded later thinking about that, but you know, there's like a lot to consider.
This is fair.
But yeah, but we don't need to talk about that again.
Are you sure? Because there are a lot of facets, a lot of sides to the story.
And like,
only one outcome, but
it was pretty cool because people kept like reaching out to me this week. Did people
what
doing that to you?
No,
just about like their own thoughts on dick farts.
No, definitely not.
And you know, there was a lot of shit that I just. I didn't
Fart
think
facets.
like we didn't even think about like copulation, you know? Like we didn't even think about like what if you fart out your dick while you're, you know?
Is that where a queef comes from?
No.
A stinky queef? It would have to be stinky, right? Because it'd be a fart.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm drinking a Good Morning Kyle.
Good morning, Kyle.
Orange juice and Monster Zero. The white one.
I tried that this morning. It was really good.
Yeah.
And it like carried me through the morning like, whoa.
It's good. You know,
I was digging it.
Fucking extreme.
Yeah.
Okay.
And thankfully, 2 different people asked me what I was drinking, and I got to tell them it was a Good Morning Kyle.
I think this could be like a thing, you know? Like people wake up every morning, they go to their refrigerator, they've got their white Monster and orange juice. I don't know. So, Thorn, how are you? What's going on?
I am fine. It's Friday fucking night, baby. And it was a long week, and I'm trying to get down on Friday.
Are you trying to? Because it doesn't seem like you're trying very hard.
You know, I'm like half-mast right now, but I'm getting there.
Right. That's cool.
It's early yet.
Yeah. That's all good. Yeah, it's been a week. I don't know. It's been quite the week, but we're here. We're on Friday. It's awesome. We've got people in the chat room. Hello. We've got Good Morning Kyles. I don't know, guys. I have no idea. I'm fucking tired. I'll be honest. When I got home from work, I fucking passed out.
So did I.
Yeah.
In preparation for this.
That fucking is. It was like really hot as well. But anyway,
yeah, you are.
You
know what? Go ahead. Sorry.
This is the Friday Night with Thorn and Thist. We do a podcast called Lagging Balls. This is not that. Lagging Balls is about Blizzard games, and that comes out every week, usually on like a Monday, Tuesday. But this is just a chance for us to sit down and talk and hang out with the ballers and just talk about weird shit. Because that's what we also like to do besides
like
talking
dick
about
farts.
Blizzard games. Exactly. Dick farts. So I don't know. You know, it was like the 20-something anniversary of the first Batman movie the other day. And I was just like, I thought
you were going to save the first dick fart.
No, that doesn't exist. That's not a thing. But yeah, we often talk about the Batman movies on this show. I don't know why. I think we just have a lot to say about them, I guess.
You know, because they're classic, because there's nostalgia, because there are so many facets to it that we haven't even touched upon yet. Much like the dick fart issue. But there's a Michael Keaton involved. There's Michelle Pfeiffer's. There's Danny DeVito's.
And that's
then unfortunately,
Returns,
yeah, I'm just saying, like throughout the whole series, like there's a whole series of these. That's another reason why we keep talking about them.
Right, there's lots of them, and we always need content because usually we go into the show without knowing what to say or to talk about at all. I was looking up some weird news, but there seems to be a serious lack in like weird shit. You know,
what?
There's plenty of like, oh, you know, this guy hid in a garbage compactor for 3 days or something like that. But like, where's my? Well, I don't even remember what the weirdest shit was. You know, that was fun though. Let's see if we can find some.
Well, if you look before, I don't know. If you look before and they're not there, I don't know.
Yeah, but I didn't try that.
Wow,
hard.
look at all these new people. Hi guys. Hi, welcome all the new people. All these names I'm not used to seeing here. That's awesome. Welcome.
Welcome.
I thought that said Dr. Sluts, and I was like, you know what? Sluts need love too.
They call me Dr. Sluts.
It's Dr. Solus. Sorry about that.
I don't know. This isn't looking promising.
X-rated Mario. Now there's a shot topic right there.
Okay, so when Cyberpunk 2077 comes out next year, which is quite a while away, apparently, like love and romance is going to be like huge in that game, like even more so than The Witcher 3.
Really?
And you can have like one night stands, you can have like meaningful relationships with multiple characters, pretty much any character. And since you're making your own character to begin with, you can just like sort of choose like their preference, I guess. And like I
as in
hope
sexual
that,
preference?
Yes. So
okay.
We were talking at work, and it's like we all agreed that like Cyberpunk 2077, like all bets are off. It's gonna be Cyber Slut 2069 all day. Like no NPC is safe. We're gonna hit on every NPC that we see. nobody is like lock up your NPC daughters and sons, and especially dads and uncles, because that's my speciality.
We're gonna have to create like an entire community around that just to make sure that we check the box for every single NPC. And like whichever ones are like completely averse to it are gonna be like the final bosses.
I know, right? But that would be cool though, just to like have a checklist and be like, all right, so I went down to Chinatown with an old woman last night. Let's see what we can do about you know, Uncle Frank. Because there's a difference between like daddies and uncles, right?
Right.
Like,
what is that difference though?
Okay, well I think there's like two categories of daddies. So there's like, you know, the silver fox kind of looking daddy, kind of like
George Clooney.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got like dad bod. You know, like that's your dad.
Seth Rogen?
Sure. Yes. Good example. So like both of those might be good. I don't know.
Might be good for what? Like what wait, is one of them an uncle whereas one of them's a daddy?
Oh, right. And then uncles. So uncles are like dads, but like both and a little bit creepy.
Okay. So so there's creepiness factor added to the daddy?
Yeah, because uncles are okay. Most uncles are just a little bit creepy. Like, do you agree?
I don't know. I haven't had very many uncles. Most of the uncles I had were kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I had a lot of cool uncles, but I don't know. And like other people's uncles are a little bit creepy. It's like, oh hey, that's my uncle. It's like,
Hey, Coltrane's here. Hey, Colt, would you be an
Coltrane,
uncle
what's
or
your
a daddy?
opinion of uncles.
And Kai, Sharky Boy, what's going on, man? Fist, he's asking if you ever played Dream Daddy on stream. Didn't you?
Yes,
you
I did
that, right?
actually when it came out. Oh no, Coltrane's an uncle. You're not creepy. All the other uncles are. But
we were just talking about how there's a bunch of cool uncles though too. Coltrane's definitely a cool uncle.
Coltrane's gonna be my daddy. Anyway, yes, I did play Dream Daddy when it came out. I really like that game. I think it's coming to the Switch actually. Is that true?
Oh, I don't know. You know what? Let's check.
That's what I heard. But yeah, that was a good game. It was a lot more sentimental than I was expecting.
Yes, it's coming to Switch.
I remembered that I got like
Dream Daddy Dad Rector's cut.
Yeah, I got way more emotional about it than I anticipated, and then I was on stream and I got kind of embarrassed.
Really?
Yeah, no, because like the storyline is actually really heartfelt and kind of deep, and it's nice. But then there's lots of like, you know, dick jokes and inappropriate jokes like we appreciate. So,
which
it's good.
You choose one of the daddies to be, right?
Well, you make your own daddy, and then you've
well,
got
which daddy did you go after then? Like which one were you trying to date?
So I went after the blonde married religious daddy because I like going after guys I can't have. Also, like he was married to a woman, so I was like,
whoa,
weird. Okay, that's fine. I like a challenge. It's fine. I can do this. And I did not do it. I failed that. So failed the game. It was hot though. The only problem with that game though is that they black out all of the hooking up parts.
Well, of course.
What do you mean, of course?
I would have assumed that.
What do you mean, of course?
I would have guessed that they'd be doing that, but I mean, okay.
You know what continually boggles my mind?
What?
Is that I know that there's a ton of like erotic games and whatever, but like you never hear about any of them, and I feel like
you know the easy way to find those?
Steam sale?
No, I'm going to tell you right now the easiest way to find erotic or inappropriate games. You literally go to Twitch.tv's help section and search for the games that you're not allowed to stream. I'm serious. There's a list of like 25 on there, and they've got to be the worst.
Well, that's great, but I'm just saying, like, you would think that in this day and age, there would be like a clear standout for an erotic game. You know, like maybe like this game is just so hot It's so hot. Like, you can't even play without your balls exploding, that people are just like, holy shit, this game's awesome. And, like, not only is it, like, that hot, but, like, it's actually got, like, really good gameplay, and it handles really well, and it's very immersive, you know? Like, and it's good shit. I would love, and it would be great if, like, it was, like, equally hot as it was fucking awesome to play, that, like, it kind of edged its way into, like, game news and into the spotlight because people were playing with it, because it was, like, that good of a game and people just couldn't ignore it. And so people would be forced to, like, face the adult video game industry just by looking at video game news. And I know that, like, when I worked at Double Tap, I got to write about, I think twice I got to write about Pornhub releasing statements on, like, which Overwatch characters were most searched.
Nice.
I wrote it once just before the new year, because they did, like, a list of, like, the top ones. And I think it was Mercy at that point, and that was 2017. And then when Brigitte came out, she fucking bumped everybody down, and she rose to the top, like, immediately.
So I got to write about that. Just because she was new, maybe?
I don't know. I have no idea. But I also got to write about when Overwatch League, like, the first time it ever aired on Twitch, how Pornhub released a statement. It might have been Pornhub. It might have been a different site, but some porn site released a statement in a chart showing that, like, their viewer numbers went super down when Overwatch League came on for the very first time, and how when it was over, they went right back up. So, like, it was just so obvious that, like, everybody who likes Overwatch League, us included, really loves porno.
Go team.
Yeah. So anyway, I got to write stuff like that, but it would just be so cool if, like, an erotic video game became so good that it pushed into, like, popular culture, you know? Like, it just forced people to face it. And, like, I want to be a part of that team, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like,
represent.
Yeah, I want to be on that team. Like, if this game company came to me and they were like, we've got this amazing game. It's like, I was covering the Intellivision Amico is coming out next year, and
okay, wait. Before you launch into that, is this your daddy?
Yes, that's my daddy.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
so
I tried
Amico.
to do him on that boat, but it didn't happen. So I'm covering the Intellivision Amico, and they have this team of video game veterans working on the console that's coming out next year.
Hell yeah!
And, like, you just look at these people, you look at their credentials, like, 30 years in the gaming industry, fucking Nintendo veteran, VIP, something, you know? And just, like, all of these incredible video game industry veterans working together, like, joining their mighty forces to create something.
That's amazing.
What if some studio came together and they were like, okay, look, people fucking love playing video games. That's all they do. They get super immersed. They get super attached to their characters. Like, even right now, I think the most popular searches on Pornhub, like, right up there is, like, Fortnite character. Just anyone. Anyone.
The hell?
So anyway, put 2 and 2 together.
It's like baby's first porno.
I'm just saying, like, it's obviously a winning combination. So what if you had some industry veterans with their own studio with, like, a giant thing of money, like Second Dinner has, and, like, see what happens.
Yeah,
you know?
That's a great idea.
Just, like, come up with this really amazing gameplay, make it, like, cross-platform, like Xbox, PC, and PlayStation, and, like, okay, what are, like, the best elements of porn? Like, it's got to have enough of a story that it's not stupid, because sometimes you get, like, distracted by how stupid things are.
Right. It doesn't really need to have a story. It just needs to have a theme, right?
Sure.
Nobody really cares about the story. It's just
right.
If it's a pizza delivery guy, you get it. That's all you need.
Okay, but let me argue this. Like, it needs to have a lot, like, longevity for playtime, right? Like, I need like at least 72 hours out of this game if it's not an MMO. You know?
Absolutely.
Like, if there's a clear conclusion, Ahaha. Good morning. Ahaha. So maybe it might have to have like a good story. And like in video games, I'm looking at you, Harvest Moon, Witcher 3, like, you know, there's girls there that you choose from. And you know, there's some nuance to that, of course, but you know, what if in this game it was more like Cyberpunk 2077 where you could just go and do anything to anybody, you know? What if it was like those weird like time stop pornos? No, because that's a little bit risque. Okay, so I don't know. I don't want to think of the concept right now, but I'm just thinking.
Okay, but we're gonna have to come back to the time stop porno. But go on.
That's some weird shit. Anyway, so I'm just saying, you got this massive company behind it with lots of money and amazing people working on it, and it comes out and it's like, hey, this is not for children or teenagers. This is for straight up adults. And right now, the average video game player is 32 to 35. If you can believe that, yes. So this is for adults, and it is amazing. We've been working on it for 3-ish years. We've put millions of dollars into it. It's got some incredible gameplay. It handles very well. It's superior on PC, obviously. There's going to be multiple expansions coming out with like new babes to come in and do whatever. And it is, maybe like their motto could be like, we put the gameplay first and the porno second, you know?
Okay,
so,
fair enough.
Because like,
I mean,
anything that has to do with porno, people are like, awesome.
In essence, it's going to be an RPG, right?
I mean, I guess. But like, what if it wasn't? What
Which
if it was
like...
an FPS? What if it was like an FPP, first person penis?
So everything will be from
V.
The camera's actually at like the belt buckle level.
It's just like, it would be what, like if you were looking down, and if you're playing as a dude, there's like, you know, true as the North Star, me hearties, and then like if you're a lady, you kind of like, you got it kind of out, you know, and you're just like, let's go, you know, like talking yourself up, down, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like maybe it could have like multiple, maybe it could have like a little like racing game feature where you race.
So it's cross genre.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you would think it was an RPG, but what if it was an FPS? But I don't know. What if it was both?
I get the impression that Cyberpunk is a little bit of that, right?
Yeah, I think so too. Like, there's got to be a few at least a few mini games, or like, you know, like maybe it's like one of those RPGs where you go along and then you've got like a quest or something, and then it turns into a different game style or something.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that could be part of the, bless you. That could be part of what gives it the longevity. I mean, in every porno, there's about like a 2-hour VJ anyway, right? Like that shit goes on forever.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
There's got to be a way to fast forward all that.
Yeah, but if it's, you know, if it's in like an MMO RPG, then we gotta wait. There's gotta be progress, and there's gotta be XP, and there's gotta be
I just got pulp all over my face.
At least it was just pulp, given that what we're talking about right now.
Okay, so you
look at Platinum's comment. Look, Cyberpunk is going to allow me to be a woman with a penis, and honestly, sis, that's all I need.
Fair. That's the best of both worlds, apparently. So anyway, you bring up something interesting, something I didn't think about. If it was an MMORPG, what would happen if, like, your objective in this world was to hook up?
Okay.
And you were actually hooking up not just with NPCs, but with other people's avatars.
I thought that was built in. I thought that's what we were already talking about.
I didn't even think of that. That's genius. No, because you know what would happen?
What?
Like, it's like in WoW. It's like, oh, I need some people to run some content with. can you play with me? And then you play with these people, and then you start talking, and then you become friends. In our case, like for life, right?
Right.
So what if he's like, oh, I need to go and have sex with X, Y, and Z. Can you help me with this orgy dungeon content? So you meet these people.
Can we go DP X first, and then we'll move on to Y? Who's more of a Chinese finger trap?
Exactly. Who I need, so instead of like tank DPS and heals, it's like top, bottom. And...
Yes, the quest would be things like like get a what's the Eiffel Tower X, Y, and Z in the same day.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get an achievement. So like people are throwing out a lot of games that are like that in the chat, and like I agree. There's a lot of games that are almost like that, you know?
Right.
Like there's a lot of wiggle room to, you know, make relationships happen IRL, but these games aren't like, of course you can spin those games in that way, but in our game, in this game, you'd be able to full on go, you know, with like multiple camera angles and like, you know, like real time,
like those racing games where like you'll zoom past the checkpoint and it'll show you like from another perspective, like show your car going by.
Exactly.
It'll have like the under the nutsack cam, so you can just see the physics of the swanging.
Exactly.
That's quality sound design right there.
Thank you. But yeah, so it's like it's a really great game that just pushes it that little bit extra, that gives you that really X-rated feature.
Okay, I'm in. Do we have any devs in chat? Because we're doing this. We'll rate the quests. We can base a lot of the characters on like both people we really, really like in real life and people we really, really hate in real life.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know, I just... Because...
Ooh, there could be a mood feature where like your mood gets worse and things get harder to do like the longer you've gone without having sex.
Right. And if you're like hungry or cold...
Yeah, there's like The Sims where they have all those like bars that you have to maintain. Like you can't get it on if you're not like if you don't have the bars at a certain level, so things have to be taken care of.
And obviously magic would be a part of this game because magic is fucking cool. So maybe you'd get like classes and specs that could help with that. It's like, oh, I'm so hangry, I need to find like a baker or whatever to have sex with.
That could be another. I don't know. That could be another achievement.
Yeah, like have sex with a baker.
Yes, right? nail somebody in food service when your hunger level is less than whatever.
Yeah, or like go to town on like a loaf of bread. Because you could do like not only other people and NPCs, but also things, you know?
Oh God. That would be the real. That's the real final boss.
It's like, I'm fucking.
Fuck every object in the game.
Need 3 pies. Lukewarm, please. Not hot, fresh pies. Just like lukewarm pies. When you were a kid, I saw. What was that movie?
Chad is killing me.
What was that fucking movie? American Pie.
Yeah.
I saw that when I was a kid. I saw that like way too early in life.
This explains a lot.
Yeah, that probably does. But like, did you, after seeing that, stick your fingers in a pie?
No.
Oh,
I didn't have any pies handy for quite a while, I think.
And you know what's stupid? It's like, I really didn't need to. You know? But
yeah.
I was just like, what's the fuss about? I don't get it. And I didn't understand what it was alluded to. Anyway.
Oh, man.
So. I don't know, because...
Oh, okay. Milwaukee makes a really good point. You can't have
that?
custom tunes in this game, or we're gonna see Hitler banging Mother Teresa day 1 release. Just saying, and that's a solid point.
Okay, that's fair.
Worst of the worst of the worst.
Like, maybe we could borrow from WoW again and be like, you've got like a base model, you can have transmog, but you can't like create your own skins like in other games.
Okay. So there's like a very specific, like one of those like over the top like character creators, right? Where you like can change every pixel of your chin shape kind of thing.
But,
no, you'd have to have that.
Like,
you'd want to customize the body type, right? But
body
not skins to just like make other people. Actually, that would allow you to make other people, wouldn't it?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But yeah, but like if this was gonna be like a veritable cornucopia of pornos within a game, you have to have a variety of different types of characters, you know? Because you know what? Porno is the most inclusive like medium ever, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you go
So-
on there and like I don't like, no offense to old ladies or people who like watching old ladies get it on, but I don't like that. It kind of freaks me out. But at the same time, it gives me hope because like I know that if, you know, when I'm an old lady, I could still, you know, potentially get some and also get paid for it, you know? But what I'm saying is you can't go onto a porn site and like scroll through and like look and it's only like two same types of people doing shit, you know? It's a complete like variety of like a rainbow, a cornucopia again of people, and it's nice, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know if I like this, I'm gonna try it out. You look at it and you're like, no, I don't. But you know, good for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because like you'd have to have like a bunch of character slots, so you can make all kinds of different characters for different things. Like if you want to go down to Cucktown, right? Then you probably want to have a character that looks a certain way and is gonna participate in that kind of thing.
You gotta love Cucktown.
And then in Step Siblingville, you know, then
yes, that's a
you
large,
obviously want to be a little bit
village.
younger looking.
Sure. Yes.
Or maybe you play the part of the parent who's just out of earshot or just out of
yes, or
line
the
of
creepy
sight.
uncle.
There you go. And so the step siblings are having relations like right under your nose because that's a big thing too.
It surely is.
Oh, there'd be like
Surely is.
you'd have to make characters who like look like they're super young and then are only like banging like MILFs and shit like that.
Yes, exactly.
Cougar Town.
Cougar Town.
Yeah. What else?
Town,
What other
USA.
areas would there be? There'd be Cucktown, Step Siblingville, Cougar Town.
Fantasyland. Where you
Fantasyland
literally
what?
just see like orcs and elves.
Ooh.
Nothing but
It's like Ready Player One dirty version.
yeah, but it could just be so vast, you know. And
It's just
oh yeah,
Miami,
these guys, I can't.
downtown LA. Oh my god, you guys.
Oh god. Anyway, but it's just all I'm saying is I'm super surprised that this isn't a thing yet.
Maybe it is. Like you said, it's
No.
these are hard to find, so maybe it's just
No,
like
I know that there are like these games do exist, of course, but I'm just saying like a game so good that you cannot not know about it.
yeah. Oh yeah, fair enough.
You're into games, you know.
One of those. Yeah. Okay, I get you. Yeah, because back to the premise, it's breaking out of its genre because it's just that good and it can't be ignored.
Exactly.
And because it's a wild success, everybody's spending all their time in it, right?
Exactly. And like to achieve this, yes, there would have to be, you know, really, really, really talented industry people and a lot of money. And no, people would not risk their careers and their money on something like this. But it's a shame because
It's true.
literally video games and porn are like the two of the biggest things ever, you know?
Yeah.
And there's just like you can literally live inside a video game. Like I've been doing it for 15 years, no problem. And you can feel fulfillment from games. You know, like we've been getting that from WoW for a very long time in a multitude of ways, like validation. You need like some structure, some routine in your life. You need some socialization. WoW's got you covered, you know?
Yeah.
So the only thing it's missing is like hardcore sex. And like if let's just say 10 years from now, Blizz is like, all right, we're not gonna stop doing WoW because why would we? We'll never do that.
Yeah.
But we're running out of ideas.
Okay.
And we're also all very old.
Horny. Oh, okay. Yep, old.
So, you know, we're done worrying about what people think, you know? We're done. We know for a fact that if we put hardcore, erotica, porno, touching, different emotes, all of that stuff. In World of Warcraft, tomorrow, everybody would sub. And, like, nobody would have anything to complain about.
Just put it on the Blizzard launcher.
Yeah, just be like, guess what, bitches? I do love WoW so much.
I know.
But it was just like 10 years from now, they're just like, okay, we're adding this because it literally cannot fail. It wouldn't be able to fail.
Right.
Because WoW is already the perfect game.
And because with all of these features like Rubber Row and Transtown and Gooch Gully, there's so many places to go.
Oh my god. Gizzard Launcher.
Lance, so good, dude. That's good shit right there.
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah. Oh man, those are the best comments. The ones that just bring a stream to a halt. That's spectacular. Nice work. Nice work. Tickletown. What else we got here? We got Bondage Square. Fetishville. You right there?
No, I'm so good. Cause like Blizzard Launcher, Gizzard Launcher, and I'm
so good.
with like a horrible bowl of expectorating. Anyway, yeah. So if like WoW is so close, like if WoW just wanted to like go the extra mile, just put it in. Perfect game.
Wrath of the Dick King.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
But yeah.
Detroit Cock City.
Hell yeah.
Shadow, you're killing it tonight, man. Damn.
So anyway, shit, what was I gonna say? I'm getting so distracted.
I know, this is great. Thanks for entertaining us during this hour, guys.
Yeah, I'll just sit here and listen to you guys.
We'll give you 100 cheers.
Say. So, I don't know, like we haven't even like factored in like the VR thing, and I think obviously there's already adult virtual reality games out there, of course there is, and I feel like a lot of time, energy, and money is going to go into that specifically, with good reason. Like that's the kind of thing that's sort of is outside. To me, it's outside of video games traditionally, because it's less like a rewarding gameplay and more like I want to have an experience, Yeah. And I think wanting to have an experience through virtual reality is a little bit more widespread in general than like wanting to play a really good video game. So I just feel like those two things don't necessarily correlate. Like if you could, I feel like at the height of erotic VR video games, it would be like, it would definitely be an MMO type deal, but it would be more about like having an experience with another actual person through VR,
Sure, yeah.
Like, yes, there would be your standard, I'm going to have sex with like a fake person with VR, and there's going to be like, my point of view, and then like side, and then like that NPC's point of view, etc., etc.
Right.
But I feel like the optimal game for a lot of people would be like an actual VR encounter with somebody else, or a lot of people, whatever. So I feel like that's where that's going, and I don't feel like VR is concentrating too much on like compelling storyline and theme and gameplay and all that. So that's
like
why I didn't bring that up.
In its current format, you mean, right?
Right. Like, who knows what the future holds? Like, more than anything, I want that virtual room that was on the Starship Enterprise. You go in and you're like, hey, Enterprise, can you make this full of big titty mermaids, please? And computer's like, abso-fucking-lutely I can, bitch. And you're like, thanks, computer. And she's like, blurp. And you're like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get my Klingon dick out. What's up?
That's like the ultimate fantasy.
Oh yeah.
Enablement, right?
Do you think it's like all like?
No, I mean the room.
Like
the room.
The foreheads are. Does
I hope not,
because
because that's beyond rib for her pleasure. That's like sharp for her pain.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I feel like Klingons would have like really sharp, pointy dicks that
like
hurt.
Ducks or whatever.
No, like chimpanzees and cats.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. Side note, real quick. There's a show called Black Mirror that a lot of people have probably heard about, at least if you don't watch it. Most recent season just came out, actually very recently. Season 5. The very first episode of that is something that Platinum Wow here in chat suggested that I watch. It's called Striking Vipers, and here's the description. This is as far as I'm gonna go. When old college friends Danny and Carl reconnect in a VR version of their favorite video game, the late night sessions yield an unexpected discovery.
What's the unexpected? They're each other's dicks?
I mean, I was just gonna ask, what do you think the unexpected discovery is? This because
is it their dicks?
It might be their dicks.
I figured. That's exactly what would happen. Cause like
Not quite though, because one of them is a female in the game.
Well, sure. Inevitably, a dude like I think a lot of dudes would want to like experience being a chick, doing that thing.
Yeah, they even talk about that, like in the episode.
Yeah, no,
like, you got to see that episode.
Total sense. Absolutely.
You have to see that episode. All of you have to see that episode, but
Sure.
Youthist in particular have to see that episode for sure.
I think that'd be cool because I think that would be like the first thing that I would do. I'd be like, okay, what is it like on the other side?
Yeah, exactly.
Not necessarily because like there's like an attractive element to that for me necessarily. Like who knows?
Right.
Who knows? But
one of them asks the other that though, on that episode. That's what you got to see this episode. It's so good.
It's like they thought of everything.
Kinda. I mean, it's like
there are people out here who are thinking the way we are.
Yeah.
But it's like I know that like talking about like
Kindred
porno
souls.
and video games and stuff is funny. Of course it is. It's hilarious. But honest to God, like there's a lot here. Like I hope I'm alive to see the first massively multi-online player, like giant, blown up, bigger than Fortnite killer sex game coming out. And like
the real Fortnite killer is the sex game.
Yes.
That's what we can call it.
Fortnite
Sex
killer
game.
It's sex game.
Let's just be straightforward about what's going on.
Having sex, and it's going to kill Fortnite because
the tagline is
have any sex in it. It is not a sexy game.
The tagline would just be like, let's get it on.
Yes. And then, like, I was at the Video Game Awards last year. Total lack of sexy games.
Yeah?
Just to say it,
So if they're out there, they're not winning any awards.
In the future that I want to live in, I want to go to the Video Game Awards and watch as Sex Game wins Game of the Year because it is undeniably an amazing game.
Yeah.
It's compelling and rich and captures your attention. It's got regular updates, expansions, and patches. It's beautiful. It's breaking like boundaries. Everybody wants to play it, but it's just full of hardcore porno. Hardcore. There's dicks everywhere. Everywhere.
Dicks everywhere.
Everywhere.
You
All
know,
over the place.
that happens sometimes.
Yeah, and you know how like so many like romantic relationships come out of MMOs? Could you imagine how many relationships, not only romantic, but just like relationships in general, would come out of an MMO sex game?
Yeah,
It's like,
this is my
oh.
gaming bro. We fuck all the time.
Exactly. And like I don't want to say too much about this, but like I've found in my 15 years of World of Warcraft that I've known a lot of couples who've met in game strictly because they have the same fetish or the same like alternate lifestyle, like there's a lot of
Yep.
like master slave, like sub-dom
Absolutely.
type stuff going on in World of Warcraft. Maybe
Way more than I ever thought.
Yeah, way more than I ever thought. Like once you find one, you are introduced to a bunch of them.
A bunch of them have all moved over to Overwatch too, or maybe they're
Yes.
playing Wolf because there is a whole
they
heel slut like subculture going on.
Yeah.
In that game too.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you were in a game that like openly like, accepts and flaunts all of these different things, then you could go down to BDSM town,
There you go.
You could find your soulmate, or at least the person that you want to hook up with the rest of your life.
That's right. It could start as one and become the other, for sure.
Exactly.
Stranger things have happened, and it really is. Oh my god, this could even replace like dating apps.
Absolutely, it could.
Because, like, if you think about it, the anonymity of being online is the thing that tends to let people, or tends to cause people to let out their true colors. That's why you get so many fucking horrible comments online.
Yes.
But then it also, like, you know, you get to know the person behind that without any of the, you know, fake fronts that we put up in real life.
Exactly.
Right? So
Yeah,
if you
'cause, you know,
fall
you
for someone in that game or become best friends with somebody in that game, you know exactly who you're meeting and who you're hanging out with or who you're hooking up with or becoming romantically involved with.
This game will encourage you to, like, you know, flaunt and share what you really like, what you really like to do. Just bring it to a safe place and just, like, let it out, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like there would have to be, on top of it being, like, an excellent game with all of these, like, huge, you know, factors to it, there would have to be a very, very dedicated, like, QA and, like, undercover cop sort of, like, team to just make sure that, you know, things don't get a little too
Yeah.
I feel like that
no
would
creating
be,
characters that look like kids and shit like that.
yeah, stuff like that. And, like, you know, the game would go through a lot of, you know, hoops to make sure that, like, illegal shit and shit that's, you know, awful doesn't happen. But, like, obviously there'd be voice chat and text chat and stuff like that, so they'd really need a lot of dedicated people. But, like, wouldn't that be the best job?
It really would.
Just, like, you know, chilling out in this giant sex game and just being like,
Sex
all right,
game.
yeah, you know, you banned, sorry, you gotta get out, kind of thing. But, like, it'd be cool, like, if there were, like, undercover players and people, like, kind of knew that there were undercover players chilling out in the world, like, listening in on the conversations and stuff.
Yes.
Watching, so maybe it would just sort of compel people to just, like, kind of watch it, you know?
I mean, hopefully, because
I would
definitely
love
need that oversight.
Yeah.
It would be a strange set of rules too, you know, because you'd have to be open enough to enable a lot of what's going on, but then have, like, either very strange or, like, incredibly specific rules, like, you know, like super specific to only, like, I don't know.
There would have to be, like, a fucking, like, culmination of, like, the world leaders, like the UN, and being like, okay, what are the rules that people need to follow if they can go and have, like, sex with anybody in this world, you know? And, like, considering all the different types of things that you can do out there, like, we need top men and women in each of these subjects to go in and make sure that, like, everything is on the up and up. And I feel like there'd have to be some caveat, like, you'd have to, like, I don't know, give them your address or your IP number or something like that. So, like, if you go too far, they can be like, hey, we might call the cops on you. Like, I don't know, but, you know, like, that could be, like, you know, before you log in for the first time, it's like you get, like, the scroll opened. You know, it's like a dick-shaped scroll. And, you know, it comes open. And it's like,
a dick-shaped scroll.
We've got your address. Maybe you have to send in, like, a valid, like, ID or something, you know, when you want to get verified and stuff. Like, if you want to verify yourself on some social media, you have to send in a picture of photo ID. So, like, you got the photo ID, and then I don't know, like, your IP address or whatever, just some sort of collateral, you know?
Yeah.
And it says, like, you know, if you don't follow the rules, or, you know, if one of our secret agents says that you're about to cross a line, we might call the cops on you. There could be, like, actual IRL consequences. So just fucking watch it. But like Mario X Rated says in the chat, but then also, you know, a second dick scroll would open. It'd be like, you know, give consent. Like, you are consenting to being exposed to a lot of weird shit. Are you cool with that? And then you'd have to be like, yes, I am. I am cool with that. I want to see the freaky shit.
Yeah.
First day, I would just go around and, like, go to all the different, you know?
All around all the what?
Yeah, all the different towns.
Oh, yeah.
I'd sample all of it, you know? I'd see it all.
I think the intention might be to sample it all, but I think you'd probably get turned on and, like, have to handle some stuff and then, like, take a break and come back, and it, like, trying to do that all in one day would end up being, like, the first month of the game, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So there's got to be, like, because in this scenario in particular, a couple of guys in chat keep talking about how similar it is to, like, things like Second Life, and there's absolutely some similarity there, because there would have to be an element of creation like some sandbox elements so that things could be created to fit all the different fetishes or whatever.
Yeah.
But it can't be to the level of Second Life. It's got to be there's got to be a stabilized world that it's in.
Yes.
And then there are sandbox elements or sandbox areas or something like that, but not Second Life is just too wide open.
Yes. It's like VR chat. It's
right.
Chaos. It's chaos. And this can't be chaos. It has to be very well controlled. It has to be. Or else it won't work. And that's where like the massive like amazing gameplay and like, you know, years of development and money come in, you know, because like this would be, in order for this to happen, this would be a cyberpunk-esque endeavor, you know, like they've been working on cyberpunk since like what, 2016 at this point or something like that, and it's still not coming out for a year. So like it would be a massive undertaking, but honestly it'd be so worth it. And I don't know, like it would just be nice for some people who don't, you know, get a lot of action or see a lot of shit to be able to be exposed to that a little bit, you know. And it would be great for people, you know, maybe adults struggling with, you know, who they are and what they do, like making it easier for them to find a community.
There's all kinds of positives that would come out of this.
Totally. You know, if it was done right, it'd be great. And yeah, it would suck because, like, you know, people would play for what, 20 to 30 minutes, have to take a break, you know, rub one out, and then
wait out the refractory period and then come back to the game.
Period, yeah. So there would have to be like some things that you could do in the refractory period, like, okay, build a cabin, go farm some wood, or, you know, something. I don't know.
It would,
like
that would have to be one of those stamina bar.
Yes.
So you can buff your stats so your refractory period is shorter, so you can go longer.
Well, for it to be like a functional, like a good game, there would have to be some sort of like achievement, you know, outside of doing it. Like it couldn't be just doing it. Like there would have to be, you know, but like every like kink or whatever would have achievements and things that you could do. Like I don't know, like if you're into like whips and shit, you'd be like, hit the target. You'd be like, hit the target, you know. I don't know.
Oh, 2 new subs. Hey, welcome new subs. Thank you, Carzon Zool and Mario X Rated. Mario X Rated is here on exactly the right night for that with that name.
Yeah. Although we often talk about bullshit, so. But yeah, so again, in my lifetime, I hope that I see this. I'm working in the game industry currently, and I don't know, like if somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, this, like, we got, you know how Reggie and Mike Morheim retired? They're not retired. They're actually working on the world's biggest sex game. Would you like to be part of this project?" I'd be like, I'm already out the door. Woo-hoo! You know?
Sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, sign me the fuck up. That'd be great, you know? God, could you imagine Reggie and Mike Morheim united under sex game?
Which is like the furthest thing that anybody would expect for them to be doing, which makes it all the better.
They could do it. They really could.
They could lead the charge. People would follow that. That's the kind of leadership people could get behind.
I would follow them into any battle.
I would follow them into any kink.
I would follow them into a fucking cave in the woods. They're like, "This, we're going to a cave in the woods." I'd be like, "Let's go!" You know? Like walking through the night.
What? Just the 3 of us? Just you 2 guys and me? Sure. Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. If a white van pulled up next to me on the street of New York, and the door like rolls open, and it's fucking Reggie and Mike Morheim, and they're like, "Hey, you want to see a dead body?" No. Like, "Hey, you want some candy?" I'd be like, "I'm already getting in the van," you know?
Say no more.
Yeah.
Move.
Like,
I can't get in.
I'm getting into this van. I'm getting into this van. Let's drive. Like, thump the fucking car. It's like, this baby is ready to go. Reggie and Mike Morheim, "You want to see a dead body?" I'd be like, yes. I mean, I guess. I mean, I wish this was a sexier situation like the one I had foreshadowed on the stream the other night, but whatever.
I mean, look, if it's sexy to you guys, then I'm in.
Yeah. If it's sexy to Reggie and Mike, okay. Okay. Oh, but we didn't even talk about like mobile consoles, you know? Like handheld consoles and then the mobile game. Oh man. the possibilities. I just hope I live to see it, and it would be great to be a part of it too.
Right. No kink shaming. You would definitely have to have like a pared down version for the mobile and for the handheld console, because I would imagine the full blown PC version would be the one that has like the million options and all the things that you can do.
Yeah.
But the other ones are just not going to be able to. I don't think this one's going to make it to the Switch, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, if Reggie's working, well, he's not in charge of the Switch anymore. It's Bowser now. He might not. But, you know, whatever. Maybe we could make our own handheld console that comes with, like, a fleshlight or the alternative, you know? And then it's like, okay,
full
like,
blown.
you know, like, faster! Faster! Fill up it! Faster! You know? And then that's why you can't take it out in public, because it's, like, all covered in, like, gross flakies. I only know that because Kevin Smith said that he didn't clean out his fleshlight one time and like it turned into like fish food.
Oh God! I hope that was not true.
I never forgot that.
I hope to God that's not true.
I think it is. So that is our show. So just to recap, this is Friday Nights with Born and Thist. Normally we do a podcast about Blizzard games called Lagging Balls. That is audio only. It comes out Monday, Tuesday-ish. You can download it for free, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, lots of stuff, lots of places you can get it. It's called Lagging Balls. It's real good if you like Blizzard games and swears and dick jokes and, you know, a lot of shit like this. On Friday nights, we do this, Friday Nights with This and Thorn. We just talk about random bullshit. Sometimes we get super real, but mostly it's just shit like this. Yeah. So thank you to all of the new people. Thank you to all the new subs for checking us out. Really appreciate it. If you're here from my Snapchat, hello. And yeah.
And who are we gonna throw to? We've got,
we should throw it to somebody. Who we got
see,
here?
Ferociously Steph is on.
Excellent.
Ava GG is on.
It looks like Azeroth Red Table's still going.
Oh, really?
Let me check.
Why is that not showing up in my following?
I don't know.
Same issue that Dazzledorm was having earlier.
Yeah. No, it's looks like they're still going.
Well then.
Yeah, let's throw it.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna rate. What are we gonna say though?
Sex game. World of Sex Craft. I don't know. We didn't actually. Was sex game like the name?
Sex game was what we were calling it. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, so we're gonna throw you to a friend of ours, a show that is a friend of with friends on it. I don't know how to say that, but yeah, it's about WoW, so it's really awesome. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have a great weekend, and we really appreciate you being here. And yeah, we will see you next Friday, hopefully. And if you have any ideas about sex game, let us know. I wanna flesh out this idea.
Oh yeah,
also about
we've barely scratched the surface on the sex game. We're coming back to this.
This could be like a multiple episode thing.
Okay, we're raiding over, guys. Tell everybody in Azeroth Roundtable. Make sure you say sex game in there. Here we go. Bye, guys.